open your eyes to Lorman, Mississippi, where the University of Alcorn is located, which will host the Pioneer Championship between the number 2 seed of the conference, New Mexico Military Institute, versus the number 1 seed of the conference, Iowa Western, all for the Pioneer Conference Championship, and which will give both of these teams a spot in the RJCAA playoffs. Hello, I'm your host VJ. Sorry for the little bit of delay. I'm here once again to give you guys coverage of yet another RJCAA game, and it's another big one. Now, after the absolute thriller we had on this channel, I'm finally back. Sorry for the 2-week wait. I just, lost motivation, but I'm back again. So let's talk about the game. We have once again, New Mexico Military Institute versus the Iowa Western Reavers, or whatever the mascot name is. The 13th seed in the league versus the 10th seed. Both of these teams have struggled, which is why they're in the Pioneer Conference in the first place. The Pioneer Conference is supposed to be the Tier 3, which has bottom teams in the league, which is what that conference is pretty much a hold of, gets a hold of. New Mexico Institute hasn't had a great season as for the other teams in this conference, which is why they've only gotten themselves at the 13th seed. Although they do have the 2 seed in the conference right now, which is why they find themselves in this game. As you can see, the record is 2-5 on the season. Hasn't had a lot of great outcomes. Only 2 with that being the case. Their last game ending up in an absolute blowout between the Grandview Vikings, getting beat 38-14. They had no chance in that game, which is why they came up empty. Although on the other side, Iowa Western, who's 3-4, they've had an okay season. They've had the ups and downs, which is why they have a 3-4 record. Although at least they're top 10, with their last game also resulting in a loss to Hudson Valley Vikings, 20-3, a 17-point loss in that game. Now, with all that pushed aside, both of these teams, both of these players have a trophy in the room, and I'm sure they're ready to play. And I'm sure there's a lot on the line, which there is going to be a lot on the line, considering that you are playing for a playoff spot, and not only that, for the Pioneer Conference Championship, which we'll have coverage of in just a second, as we're going to go on a short little break here. Stay on VRSN, as we'll have coverage of the Pioneer Conference Championship shortly. And we are back here at the University of Alcorn, in which will host a Pioneer Conference Championship. The coin toss has finally been settled, and it seems like New Mexico Military Institute had won the toss. I'm going to call it New Mexico for this entire game because saying New Mexico Military Institute is too long. So New Mexico winning the toss, they'll elect to, or excuse me, Iowa Western winning the toss, they'll elect to defer, in which they'll receive the ball in the second half. And now we have the ball teed up and ready for the kickoff. Sorry. Oh, let me sit down quick. Okay, what's wrong with these chairs? You know what? This is cool. So, the 13th seed, the number 10 seed, the number 2 conference seed, number 1 conference seed, a spot in the RJCAA playoffs, and whoever wins gets the Pioneer Conference Championship title. New Mexico, Iowa Western will play for it all. And the ball is kicked up in the end zone, and this one's going to be taken out the back, and it's going to be a touchback to start this game, in which is where we'll see the New Mexico offense starting from the 25. So they're going to try and get the ball in the middle of the field instead of it being on the right hash. And here's their quarterback. I'm trying to read his name, sorry. Here's a quarterback, Bonafide, or I don't even know how to say that. Yeah, Bonafide. Yeah, Bonafide. Bonafide Scrub. Okay. All right. So it's going to be Bonafide Scrub in the backfield at quarterback in this game. Don't know too much about him, but we're probably going to be able to learn about him after this game or during this game. On the other side, Iowa Western, we all know who the quarterback is. Exmotic is at the helm for their team, although right now it's our defense that's on the field, and it's New Mexico's offense that's on the field. Bonafide will get a crack at it. Right side rollout is going to be a flag on a play instantly. It's a free play, so Bonafide is going to try and get as much as he can, in which he'll try to throw it as deep as he can, and it's going to be incomplete. C3, the all-star DB, knocks it out of the receiver's hands. 1st and 5. Or excuse me, not the all-star DB, the All-American. So it's going to be a 1st and 5 here due to the flags. I'm going to try to keep it up the middle for a gain of 2. Nice little carry. We'll bring up a 2nd and 3. So they're going to keep it on the ground for the second play of the game. Empty set for Bonafide. Right side rollout. Only with one receiver to the right is a free play. He has a receiver streaking down the right side of the hash. He will go deep to the right side of the hash, and he has the receiver. Although it's incomplete, once again, knocked out of the hands. Slide tackle, forcing an incompletion. Brings up a 1st and 10. Due to the flag, they will accept the penalty, in which they're now going to be set up with great field position. 1st and 10, empty backfield for Bonafide. They try and jump him off sides. There had been 2 flags. Last play, Exmotic is offside in the backfield. He's going to tackle him. I don't know if they're going to be able to call a flag. That is the team owner and quarterback messing his team up. I have no idea what's going on. Or maybe there's something going on with the officials, and they finally give him the +5. What was that about? Honestly, I have no idea. 1st and 5 from the 41-yard line. Let me say it again for Bonafide. 3 receivers to the right, including the tight end. They try and jump him off sides again. Will not work. Right side rollout for Bonafide. Bonafide scrubs. Scanning. Pressured. He's going to have to try and get away. Backpedaling. Throws it off his back foot. And he has a receiver. H underscore as he comes back to make a catch. When she's down the sideline, getting across the 30, makes another man miss all the way down inside the 25. Gets a block and he's down inside the 15. A gain of 45 between the receiver and quarterback connection and the yards after catch by H underscore as they're down at the 14. 1st and 10 from there. So a huge play to open up the game for Bonafide Scrub and his offense. Now trips to the left side roll for Bonafide. Bonafide scanning, looking, has a receiver wide open towards the middle, and it's underthrown just too far low for his receiver to make the catch. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10 now. A missed opportunity there for Bonafide. He had a receiver wide open. I don't know how you missed that one. All they really had to do is just start out one high and not too far out for his receiver to be able to make the grab. 2nd and 10. So this time we're going to run 2 shifts to the left. Running back in the backfield to Bonafide's right. 10 seconds left on the play clock. It's going to be a left side rollout. A little bit of lag from Bonafide. It's going to be an instant chest pass to the running back, although it's going to end up in a result of no gain, which is going to bring up a 3rd and 10. So, a little misdirection there. They're going to try and get a little bit tricky to be able to get something going here, although they get nothing. So, an empty set for Bonafide now as the running back is now no longer in the backfield. It's going to be tripped to the left. Tight end motioning to the left side. It's now going to be a 4 receiver set to the left side. There's going to be a left side roll up here for Bonafide. Bonafide scanning, looking for a receiver. He's trying to throw it to the middle again, although this one may be getting called back. I don't know if you've seen it, but from what I've seen there, that was ball lag. Maybe that was an issue on my end, which will be incomplete. So New Mexico is now set up with a 4th and 10. Can they convert? They got 10 yards to do it. They need to get to the 4-yard line. Bonafide Scrub taking his time. And with the center calling timeouts, it will be a timeout. Okay, so will be a timeout. New Mexico is going to take time to try and set themselves settled here for this play. 4th and 10. Once again, they need to get themselves to the 4. Bonafide had dropped in a dime to his receiver off his back foot as he was pressured and almost got sacked. Although after that play, they haven't really seen anything as they open up this drive inside the 15. So, here we are again on a 4th and 10, and instead of going for it, they were going to kick the PAT. It's a great snap, good hold, and it's up and through. So, New Mexico takes the lead as they start this game up by 3. And Iowa Western will now have a chance to score a touchdown to take their own lead. And we'll finally get a peek of Exotic in his Iowa Western offense. By the way, if you're having questions about the suits, it did not show up today. I felt like, wearing something a little bit different. It will definitely be there next game, although for now, we won't be wearing a suit. I will get a new one on Roblox, all right? Anyways, for the viewers watching currently, if you're looking to join the league, it is in the description. It's called RJCAA. So if you want to join the league, just click the link, and you'll be set up. And from what I've seen currently, I think the field goal was getting called back. Apparently, there's a possible flag on the play, which is going to bring them back to the 19-yard line. So instead of it being about a 24-yard kick is now going to be a kick from the 27-yard line. Or excuse me, the 37-yard line. Or not the 37-yard line, from the 27-yard line, although it's a 37-yard kick, and that kick is up and through. So even with the play being called back, it's still a 3-point game. And now we will get a peek at the Iowa Western offense. So it's going to be Omni to tee it up and he'll kick it off. And C3 laying on the ground, scoops it up. They'll down him at the 4. Wow. Well, that's the worst way possible to start the game if you're Iowa Western. Ball just going straight to C3. I think the kicker saw him on the ground and he knew just to kick it right to him. So from the 4-yard line, we'll see the Iowa Western offense and Exotic in the backfield. Give me 1 second to change my camera, Chad. I'm just giving myself a chance to post a stream in the game. Or excuse me, server. All right, there we go. All right, so first and 10 from the 4-yard line. And instead of Exotic being at quarterback, seems like it's going to be War Killer in the backfield. Maybe I've been sleeping under the rock, but apparently War Killer is now our quarterback. Down by 3, Katie get his team to lead. Left side rollout from War Killer. War Killer's scanning. He's going to keep it here. Johnson cuts back, but he'll only get a gain of 2. Only getting across the 5-yard line brings him a 2nd and 9. Somehow, it should be 2nd and 8, but I guess it's 2nd and 9, as it says on the GUI. So, I guess Exotic had to go out for one play, probably due to this helmet being knocked off. So, it is going to be Exotic the quarterback. And trying to jump the other team off sides is Western not working. So it's a quick pass to the right side. It's Doug. Doug breaks a tackle. Doug still going across the 30. And he's down at the 37-yard line. A nice gain at 32 as they move the sticks. A great pass there by Exotic, fitting it into double coverage as the receiver made a great adjustment to make the catch. 1st and 10 from the 37. Left side rollout. Here for Exotic. Steps up here. He's going to keep it. And he won't be able to escape against the defensive end, although Omni will take him down for a gain of 4. With that tackle for a gain of 4, bring with 2nd and 7 for Exotic. At the set again. Tight end sitting on the hash. Now motions back inside. He's going to try and bunch up there. Right side rollout. Where Exotic having great protection from his 30. Waiting for the right time to throw. He hesitated, although he has someone on the sideline and just throws it away. Just being pushed back there. Ran out of options, in which he made the smart decision by letting it go and avoiding a sack. 3rd and 7. New Mexico now having a chance to take the Reavers off the field. Can Exotic prevent that? It's going to be a dead play. So they're going to be moved back here. I think it was a false start. Yes, it was. So with that being the case, going to bring up a 3rd and 12 now. Costly mistake. That's going to be the first penalty in this game for Iowa Western. So can Exotic convert on a now 3rd and long. Left side rollout off of the empty backfield. Exotic firing across his body. He has a receiver. Doug again. Doug tries to make a man miss, but cannot escape. He only gets a gain of 9, which will be short. Although they are within 5 from the marker, which they'll most likely go for it from the right hash. In which they will. 4th and 3. Can New Mexico force a stop and get the ball back with great field position? Or can Exotic and this Iowa Reavers offense keep the drive alive? Under 2 left in the first quarter. Dropping back is Exotic, scanning, firing to the left side of the field. It's caught by C3. An out route and a catch down at the 49, which he'll move the sticks for a gain of 5. 1st and 10. A great pass there by Exotic. Although the short, or whether if they're playing man coverage or not, it was not great coverage. As C3 just abused it, giving them the first down. Carry is going to be a keeper up the middle, only getting a gain of 2. Cam fell off, would be your would-be tackler. He's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Empty set again for Exotic. It's going to be man coverage here by New Mexico. So they'll instead go away from the zone and try and go man. It's a free play. No idea what the flag is, but we'll see it later. Although Exotic knows one thing to do, in which he'll throw it deep. No, it's not going to be deep. It's instead going to be a nice second down throw, and it will be a gain of 8. Moving the sticks again. Wide open receiver. On the free play, they'll decline the penalty. It will bring up a 1st and 10. This time from the 41-yard line in New Mexico territory. Empty set again for Exotic. He's looked perfect here so far. Left side rollout. Exotic having all day to throw. Great pass protection, although it's a miscommunication. He had C3 wide open up the field. He tried to split it against the seam, and it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. Seems like he wanted to receive C3 to keep running upfield. Although C3 was just trying to get himself more open, trying to run a better route. And there's a flag, which will be dead. So we're going to wait to see what the call is. And the official, Basher, said he was lined up across the line of scrimmage, which is what calls the penalty, which will bring up a 2nd and 14. From the 45, now instead, the left side row here for Exotic, and it's going to be ruled dead. Seems like they're probably going to reset the play here. Officials having trouble with the chains. So, it's going to be a redo it out. Deshaun Fogg, being the Iowa Western center, was AFK for a little bit. So, 2nd and 15 from the 45. Empty set for Exotic. Left side rollout. Exotic scanning. Had C3 on the middle of the field. Instead, he wants to go to the left side. As you can see, that pass failed and incomplete. It was way over the head of the receiver. No chance for him to make the play. 3rd and 15. A minute left in the first quarter. It's been a slow first quarter here, not a fast one. So we may be in here for a while. We've seen a lot of passing, not too much running. There's also a lot of incomplete passes. Left side rollout. It's going to be a quick pass across the middle. C3's wide open again. C3 all the way down inside the 25, being drilled at the 22-yard line. Going to bring up a 1st and 10 as once again Exotic moves to sticks. It's going to be C3 again to make the first down catch. I did say 1st and 10 from the 22, but it says it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. And be set again for Exotic. Straight drop back and a quick throw towards the right side. Although way over the head Too far for the outstretched hand of his receiver, Doug. He tried to go to him again, although he does not connect to him this time. 2nd and 10. Dropping back is the quarterback. As it's a botch snap, although Exotic falls on it, luckily, he's going to try and need to step up here. He's going to have a chance to heave it downfield. He's pressured. He needs to get this one out quick. He fires it to the right side. Oh, it's incomplete. Almost intercepted. Although there's a receiver in the area. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. So there will be no grounding, obviously. 13 seconds left here on the play. Not on the play clock, the game clock. Now, Iowa Western with a slow, methodical drive here. Moving themselves all the way inside the red zone. Left side rollout for Exotic. Quick throw to the right side. It's Doug on the out right again. It cannot stop Doug as he has his team down inside the 10. A gain of 12 between the pitch and catch, between the quarterback and receiver connection. Brings up a 1st and goal. So, can Exotic and the Iowa Western Reavers punch it in? End of the 1st quarter, and we shall now bring up a 2nd quarter. That drive took up a lot of time. Kind of. Left side rollout here for Exotic. Exotic. Scanning, has a receiver in the middle of the field. It's caught. Bummers K in the end zone. Touchdown, Reavers. They strike first. So pitch and catch. Incomplete, and they finally find their way in the end zone. A long drive, taking about most of the 1st quarter and part of the 2nd quarter to get in the end zone. So they go up by 3 with the PAT. They're going to go up by 4. They're going to be kicking this one from far. Instead of kicking it from about 27 yards, they're going to kick it from about the 26-yard line. Okay, so it is good. Up and through. Great executed PAT in which Iowa Western takes the lead. Ignore that. And with the lead, they're going to be set to kick it off here. New Mexico now being down for the first time in this game. Their last drive wasn't too bad, although once they got in the red zone, they instantly got shut down. So it's going to be kicked off here from the 35. And this one's going to be taken out from the 4-yard line. And here is Big SG Trey. I'm sure I called his games quite a bit before. And he gets a nice return. Getting down to about the 32-yard line. It's going to be a 28-yard return. And we're going to be seeing Bonafide scrub again. They'll call subs, get themselves ready here. Appreciate the few people that are ever watching. Oops, sorry. Just checking on the screen, guys. Anyways, it's going to be a keeper here up the middle. Bonafide makes a man miss, although he does all that only to get a gain of 1. I don't even think that play was designed. Although, I'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Only getting to about the 33-yard line. And we said again for Bonafide scrub. Time to his left. He's going to be a left side rollout. Tight end gets drilled. Looks like the safety coming off from the edge. He lets it go to the right side of the field and coming back again. It's H underscore. H underscore trailed back, although with the forward progress, he gets to the 49. Although slide tackle laying the hammer. You know, road football players do not really go in a weight room. Although that hit is, the way that hit was made, it seemed like he had been in there for all his life. Left side roll out here. Once again, it's a safety rush from the edge. Bonafide's going to have to make his way back right. Bonafide scanning, has a receiver in the middle of the field in which he'll fire it to SG Trey. Gain of 14 between the pitch and catch. This is going to bring up a 1st and 10 inside Iowa Western Territory, down at the 37. Great pass there by Bonafide Scrub. Final receiver coming back to make the catch. Left side rollout for Bonafide Scrub. Firing deep left side of the field, although it's incomplete. Doug forces an incompletion. He says boxed. And he did keep him in the box there. Not in line. The deep catch. 2nd and 10 now. Nobody in the middle of the field, in coverage at least. And what Bonafide Scrub sees that, and he's probably going to want to take advantage of it. But instead, he's going to go to the right side of the field. Bonafide Scrub makes a diving catch. Although we'll wait to see if that one was in bounds. And they do call it in bounds. They called that in bounds. I can't believe the official seen that, and I guess that look that we see there from his naked eye just said, yeah, he made that catch. And looking at the replay, and I believe he did get that in bounds. Basher, the official, will rule it dead, and it seems like Iowa Western would like to challenge the play. I would love to turn my instant replay on, but for now, I'll keep it off. Performance reasons. All right, so let me look at this, just to get you guys. And from what I've seen, I don't think there's good evidence to say that he's in bounds when he touches out of bounds. It's when the ball is touching the sideline. And from what I've seen, I don't think it's a catch. Although the officials do call it a catch. So what does it matter anyway? 1st and 10 from the 35. Flag on the play. It's a free play instantly. Seems like they had too many men on the field. Bonafide Scrub will fire it to deep in the end zone. Spot it down. So, luckily, avoiding the huge play as Kier, or however you say his name, forces the incompletion. First and 5. Left side rollout for Bonafide. Bonafide serving the pocket as he's navigating. Finally finds big SC Trey, and he gets across the marker for the gain of 5. A diving catch for the 1st down. A great play there by him to give his team, to move the sticks. 1st and 10. I'm pretty sure I mentioned 1st and 10 already. At the backfield again as Bonafide rolls left. Bonafide fires wide open the end zone as he's left wide open. New Mexico takes the lead. They reclaim the lead as they go up by 2. Total busting coverage as the DB on the left side was just nowhere to be seen. That's an easy pitch and catch between Bonafide and his receiver. And it seems like they'll go for 2. They'll probably put themselves up by 11. So they're going to roll the dice here. To make this a 3-point game. 10 seconds left here in the play clock and ticking down. They try and jump them off sides. Nobody does. Although they're keeping it the middle, it'll go nowhere. A loss of 1. Not a great design run there by New Mexico, so it'll stay a 2-point game. Although they reclaim the lead with the touchdown. That's their first of the game. Just leaving them wide open. What a score. And with that, they're going to kick it off, or maybe not. Players are still near the area. Seems like there's some type of commotion going on between the officials and the players. A possible redo of down here from what I'm seeing currently. And no, it will not be redo down. It's probably a possible challenge by New Mexico Military Institute, which will bring up or set up a kickoff. Still a 2-point game. With 3 minutes and 13 seconds left here. New Mexico has the lead, but can they hold on to it? Their defense got fried by the Iowa Western offense as Exotic just took his team down the field. They're going to need to make a defensive stop to prevent that from happening again. It seems like, what is that? Is that All Might giving the kicker the football? We've seen some weird things on Roblox, but I think this is the first time I've generally seen All Might, on a football field. So Toshinori is going to give the ball as the kicker Omni tees it up. And it's going to be taken out from what seems to be about the 3-yard line as he's going to try and reverse field and cannot escape as he tried to get himself to the left side. As it's a great tackle by Omni Soup, the kicker. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 30. So, Exotic takes the field again at quarterback. With 3:10 left on the game clock. Let's see if they can march down the field before the half. Last drive was pretty slow. They wasted almost the entirety of the first quarter. Although they cannot afford to do that here. 3 minutes and 10 seconds in football is a lot, but when you're only getting first down gains for about 10 or 9 yards, then it's going to chew the clock. So, with the play clock ticking down, all the way down, it's going to be a flag. Iowa Western thought it was subs. And seems like nobody called subs. For what I'm seeing here. So, it's going to be a 1st and 15 instead from the 25. Let's not roll out here for Exotic. Exotic. Scanning. Having time to throw. As he's just navigating his way to the pocket. Or he's running out of that time. He's going to need to let this one go soon. He's looking towards the other side of the field. And he'll fire short to his receiver. Bummers K setting up the incompletion and bringing up a 2nd and 15. I know his Bummers K knows Bummer K name is, but I forgot what his name is. 2nd and 15. 2:54 left now in a game. You need to get down the field. You cannot afford to take long here. It's going to be a throw to the left side. Almost intercepted. A risky throw there. The DB had just jammed the receiver. Seems like there was a miscommunication between the receiver and the quarterback. Yeah, it's going to bring up a 3rd and 15. So a possible 3-and-out could be made by New Mexico. If they can prevent it, that is. Right now, wait for football to be spawned in. There we go. Third and 15. Left side roll out for Exotic. Smotic. Scanning. Looking. All receivers running deep. Nobody running short. He's now running out of time to throw this football. He fires it deep in which he had someone wide open. And that's his receiver. He skis down at the midfield. A 3rd and 15 gain. And even more. Setting up the 1st and 10 as they keep their drive alive. That's about a 25-yard gain. 1st and 10, left side rollout. Smotic. Scanning. Gets the block. He'll keep it in. Once again, it's Omni making the tackle in the open field. Preventing the huge carry. Only bringing up a 2nd and 8. So now this is where the time starts to run. 2:25 and counting down left here in the game clock. Empty set here for Smotic. Left side rollout. For his receiver. And he'll fire it to the corner and it's going to be incomplete. Or even not the corner, the sideline. 3rd and 8 now. And I meant to say the quarterback was rolling left, not the receiver. 2nd and 17 for Smotic. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 8 again. So New Mexico, another chance to try and get a defensive stop and force a 4th down. Time ticking down here. Under 10 left on the play clock. They get it off. Left side rollout. Smotic just dropping back. Not really trying to get himself a lane. Although he's now being pushed back even further. He fires it deep towards the right side of the field. Oh, it's almost caught by Duggs. Duggs almost makes the catch. And it's now 4th and 8. Although they are across the 50, so they can go for it. 2:01 left in the game. And they'll go for it. So can it convert on the 4th and 8? I don't even know how Smotic was able to find a receiver downfield there, but he did. Can he find him again? And this time, hopefully, resulting in a catch on their end. Left side rollout. Exotic firing deep left side. He has Palmer's K, but it's incomplete again. This time, it's knocked out of the hands by Curie. So New Mexico gets a defensive stop. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line for the New Mexico Military Institute offense. Empty set left side rollout here for Bonafide Scrub. A chance to extend the lead on this drive with lots of time to do it. He's going to try and go downfield, and it's incomplete. Too far for the outstretched hands of his receiver. It was a pretty decent throw, but I don't think his receiver was able to get enough length there to be able to make the catch. 1:39 left on the game clock now. 2nd and 10. Left side roller for Bonafide Scrub. Scrub. Scanning. Firing deep again. And this time he has it underscore. Although it's going to be a dead play. So this one's coming back. And just when New Mexico gets their big play again, they're going to be brought back. Let's see what the flag was. From what I'm seeing here, it was the dive behind the line of scrimmage. DBLOS. There may be another flag here. No flags right as of right now until finally thrown late. And the pass was thrown late, resulting in an incompletion. So bring up a 2nd and down and 5. So, from what you've seen there, somebody had jumped off sides. which is what forced the free play. And New Mexico accepted the penalty. He charged up on sides again, in which they have. So it'll be +5 yet again here for New Mexico. Left side rollout for Bonafide Scrub. Scrub scanning. He wants to possibly go downfield again. Stepping up into the sack. Seems like he was lagging as he was somehow still on his feet, even though the game had said he was sacked and he was going to be now backed up all the way inside their own territory at the 48-yard line. So Iowa Western gets home. 2nd and 20. A minute and 10 left here in the quarter. Right side rollout for Bonafide Scrub. Scrub scanning, looking, wanted to fire to the left side of field, intercepted. A diving pick. Doug makes the pick. Larking it as he jumps the route. And Iowa Western is in business at the 47. A poor read there by the quarterback. He hesitated to throw, and when he finally decided to throw it, it was too late. So a defensive takeaway for Iowa Western. And they're now at the 47 with a chance to reclaim the lead. So both teams' defenses getting a takeaway. 1st and 10, left side throw for Exotic, and he has Bummers K for a nice gain of 5. A great little, nice little screen pass there for Exotic. 2nd and 5. Now the game clock starts to run. Time ticking down. Exotic needs to get this one off. He does. Right side rollouts. Exotic scanning, gets the block. He instead wants to go to the left side of the field. He has his tight end, although it's incomplete. Could not reel it in. 2nd and 5. Excuse me, 3rd and 5. "32 seconds left here on the clock. Exotic needing to get his team down the field. They cooked a lot of time on that previous play. There's not a lot of urgency you've seen there. Left side rollout, quick pass to C3. Although it's incomplete again. Great defense by New Mexico. They forced a lot of incompletions, not letting Iowa Western get down the field. If you're going to throw the football, you're going to need to tuck it quickly against this defense. 4th and 5 now. Exotic will go for it. From New Mexico 49. Can he convert? Right side rollout. Exotic needs to get a block to seal the edge. He instead wants to stay in the middle of the field, in which he'll fire to the middle of the field, and it's overthrown. Had a receiver wide open. That was Doug. He missed him. And with that, New Mexico will get the football back. And with yet again another chance to extend the lead. So it's going to be a 1st and 10 from the 49 here for New Mexico. Empty set again. Left side rollout. Bonafide. Dropping back. Stepping up. Firing to the left sideline again. And this time it will not result in incompletion. And instead result in a 16-yard gain. 7 seconds left on the game clock. They do call a timeout as that play was left in bounds. And now it's time to make a decision. Do they want to just air it out downfield, or will they just try and get a short play to get a field goal. It's a free play. They did call timeout, time in. That ball swatted up in the air. Omni has it. It'll be taken down. A loss of 29. Oh no. With a flag on the play, it will instead result in a gain of 5. Seems like it was offsides there by Iowa Western. I mean, clearly. So, we're going to be a redo down with an additional 5 yards. Bonafide scrub. With 7 seconds left here on the game clock. Can he get his team in the end zone? Or will he get his team just a couple of yards? It's a free play. Dot run. He's going to instead drop back. And he's going to heave it downfield. And it's so almost caught. Hey, how about his receiver in stride just missed him yet again. But with the flag, it's going to be a gain of 5, resulting in a 1st and 10. From the 20-yard line, this time is Bonafide Scrub in a New Mexico offense. H underscore, his receiver, has been electric all game. Although the quarterback has missed him just a couple of times. Although this one could be called a lag warning. I don't know if you've seen it, but nobody was near the quarterback to be able to make that tackle. So it's going to be a 2nd and 10 now. And seems like with the amount of seconds they have, they're only going to kick a field goal. Trying to get themselves up by, seems to be about 6 points. And with the field goal, they're going to put themselves up by not by 13. Up 13-7. John jumping off sides does not work. They do it again. That's not work. Do it for a 3rd time will not work. So, what's the final decision here? Good snap, good hold, and it's up and through. Although a low kick, but it still falls through the uprights. It's going to be good. Oh, I'm sorry, I cannot math correctly. I, for some reason, thought they would gain 4 points. No, it's a field goal. So they gain 3 points, which will result in a 12-7 lead. So it's just going to be a 5-point game. And with this kick going to C3, this is going to be the last play of the half. What can Iowa Western do here? C3 is going to make his way right. C3 trying to get his way across the defenders, but getting nowhere. So your halftime score 12-7. New Mexico leads, and Iowa Western will receive the ball in the second half. Exotic once again received the ball down by 5 points here. Your offense has been a bit sluggish on their past 2 drives, especially with that last overthrow as he missed a wide open receiver. The last time he had stepped foot on the field at the helm at quarterback. But can he redeem himself? It's going to be a kickoff here. And being taken out from the 5 is Captain Jim. Captain, take it down. Great special teams play there by YM Mitz. Coming downhill to make the tackle. Forcing the return to being only seems to be about a 24-yard one. Setting up a 1st and 10. That's going to be a 26-yard return. I'm correct. 1st and 10 from there. Can Exotic get his team back in the game? With a touchdown, they could take the lead. With a field goal, they could cut the lead down to 2. Left side roll out here for Exotic. Exotic push back. It's going to need to let this one go. He does. It's a desperation heave. And the traffic is going to be incomplete. So no chance there for his receiver to make the catch. And it's going to be fall incomplete. 2nd and 10. Exotic lost his rhythm. That's what it seems like right now, as he's missed a couple of throws here. His last few passing attempts. Can he find that spark and connect with your receivers downfield? It's going to be a left side rollout. Had a receiver wide open, although it's going to be a dead play here. And it seems like they say that the receiver was bunched inside of his offensive line. So that result is 2nd and 15. Yet again, another penalty. We've seen a lot of penalties for for Iowa Western in this game. They need to stop the penalties, which is forcing them to move back and having them to gain yardage to get back to the line of scrimmage. Exotic stepping up on the 2nd and 15. He's going to be taken down. B-Row gets home with a loss of 2. And with that, it's going to set up a start at 17 as New Mexico's first sack of the game. And it's a big one. So, New Mexico now just needing one stop to get their offense back on the field. Exotic needs to get his team closer to the marker, or at least pass it. Right side roll out for Exotic. Can he convert on a 3rd and long? Push back. Running out of time. Stepping up, firing to the sideline. Intercepted! Intercepted by _. He has made a huge impact for New Mexico, and he does it again. A diving pick to put his team inside the 35. So once again, another takeaway by New Mexico's defense. Bonafide with a left side rollout. A quick pass. Oh, it's picked off, but it's out of bounds. And almost a sack there. Almost a back-to-back interceptions. The referees call it inbounds. The officials say that's inbounds. I thought that was clearly out. But we'll wait and see what the officials will think here. D3, I don't know what you're talking about, but I appreciate you for joining this broadcast. Anyways, let me take a look at the replay. Like I said, I will have my replays off for this game. And that one just laying out of bounds. I know we've seen a few games where, we've seen a play earlier in this game where it was a similar type of catch out of bounds, but they ruled it inbounds. Although this time they make the correct call. 2nd and 10. That's our roller for Bonafide. With their defense forcing an interception, they're going to try and catch an interception with a touchdown. Can they get it in? Bonafide lets it go. It's underthrown and intercepted right in the hands of Doug. So he does get the pick. He says blood don't lie, and he has his team at the 8-yard line. Back-to-back interceptions for both rosters. And he gives Exotic the football back. Great defensive plays here in this game for both squads. Doug having his interception ruled back. The next player getting his interception of his own. Although they're going to challenge it. So yet again, another challenge in this game. We'll see what the call is. No, that was not a good throw, D3. Like that was terrible. That was horrible. You got to step up and try and get air on that one if you're going to try to heave it deep to the end zone, especially when you're pushed back. So a terrible decision resulting in an interception. Or not really a terrible decision. I mean, technically it was. Resulting in an interception by Doug. Doug and Hentai have been going at it, as receivers and DBs on both squads had provided their teams with impactful plays to keep them in the game. So still commotion going on here between both teams. If you're watching this game, I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy Roll Football broadcasting content, you can find it here on VRSN. This now marks the it's third year of VRSN. We've been at it for a while, and I'm glad to open up yet again another year for this great channel. Forgot to wish you guys a happy new year, by the way. I do apologize. It is January 3rd. This is the first stream of 2026. 2025 was an absolutely amazing year for VRSN. First start of the year, we started off a little slow, but towards the end of the year, we did really, really well. Which I'm really proud of myself for, keeping a consistent stream, or consistent we're keeping the channel buzzing, I'd say, for the past month, or the past 2 months, I should say. Although 2026, I look to bring better broadcasts. I'm going to try and make some changes here later on in the year, so stay tuned for those. As for now, we're going to stay doing the same type of broadcasts. And it looks like we're just sitting here just waiting for these teams to really finish the challenge penalties. I mean, we've just been sitting here for quite a while at this point. So, with that being said, we're going to be waiting even longer. This is a matchup between the 13th ranked New Mexico Military Institute facing on the Iowa Western Reavers. Whichever team wins this game will be heading to the RJCAA playoffs. Although I still do believe that Iowa Western is still in it, regardless if they win or lose. Well, actually, no. Scratch that. I think if they do lose, they're going to be out of the playoffs. Well, we'll see. I'm sure the guys watching the stream know a lot more about the league than I do. So, you guys will know who's going to... Or you guys know what's at stake, I'm pretty sure. If you don't know what's at stake, then just keep watching. Because right now, these teams' defenses are putting it all on the line here. Exotic trying to bounce back off of the near reception he threw on the last drive. Motion to the left side by the tight end. Left side rollout. Mike Smotic. Receiver on the left side was late to get off. He'll fire to the middle of the field, and wide open is a receiver. Retaliate, gets a nice gain of 19 across the 25, which he'll move the sticks. So finally, Iowa Western gets it going. So here they are, midfield, or not midfield, but in the middle of the field, or the ball is spotted at the middle of the field, I should say. And straight back for Smotic. A quick throw to Doug. A great design pass between a quarterback and receiver connection. Doug has his catch for a gain of 8. Down at the 35. 2nd and 2. So nice quick passes here to get the rhythm going for Smotic. That's what you need to do, especially when you've been missing the past few throws. The past couple of drive, a quick pass to C3, and he gets a gain of 3. So it's going to be a line screen there, and another quick pass. So here's Iowa Western playing the quick game. A run and shoot type of offense right now. 1st and 10 from the 38. Directly. That be set here again for Smotic. Right side rollout. Smotic. Scanning. Looking. Big push back here. New Mexico getting back there. And he'll try and throw it. It's a triple coverage. Almost intercepted. Aaron, being the receiver, is going to force the incompletion. 2nd and 10. A risky throw there. It's tight coverage. Although luckily resulting in an incompletion there for Iowa Western. Smotic is going to want to make safer throws here, especially when it's not much of a huge lead. Left side rollout. Smotic. Scanning. Buying time. Being pressured. He's going to lean it. Let this one go. And what he finally does. Aaron's wide open. Aaron finally brought down at the 32. All the way in New Mexico territory for a gain of 30. Smotic extends the play and delivers a deep pass. A perfect pass. And Aaron's left wide open. 1st and 10. From the 32. Empty set here for Smotic. Drop back, firing to the right side, overthrown. Too far out for the options, hands to the receiver. They tried to throw that out route again. It just did not work. And now it's a penalty flag, moving them back to the 38-yard line. So, yet again, another penalty flag for Iowa Western. Empty set. Left side rollout. For Smotic. Firing deep past Bummers. K! And it's caught, but not being able to roll it in bounds. H underscore had been playing absolute great defense. Smotic tried to throw it over him, but I felt like that throw was too far out to the left side. Regardless, it would have been incomplete. 3rd and 15. Empty set here for Smotic again. We'll see that all game. Just, trying to have something to fill in, the silence. Motion to the right by the tight end, right side of the rollout. Smotic. Defensive line getting off the edge. Ball's loose. Low line luckily scoops it up and now being driven all the way back to midfield for a loss of 13. So New Mexico finally gets home. And with that, it's now going to be a 4th and 28. So New Mexico may have just forced Iowa Western to punt. Ball snapped. Left side roll out. Timotic steps up. Running out of time. He's going to need to get away. He luckily escapes. He's going to chuck it deep to C3. Oh, it's almost got to double coverage. C3 makes the catch but could not keep it in his hands. And Iowa Western failed to convert the 4th down, and New Mexico gets the football back. Another defensive takeaway and another 1st down stop for New Mexico. And here comes Bonafide scrub yet again. Right now, both teams' offenses have been shut down. These defenses have been playing lights out for the majority of the game. And instead of it being the DBs, it's the defensive line helping out. So from midfield, it's going to be a 1st and 10 for the New Mexico Military Institute offense. Right now, we're waiting to see what the call is. Seems like there's commotion going on between the players and officials. But it's still New Mexico ball. Motion to the left by Young, the tight end on New Mexico. Dropping back instantly is Bonafide. It's going to be a left side roller now. Pressured. Push back. Lets it go towards the sideline. It's incomplete. Way too far out. No chance for him to make the catch and reel it in bounds. 2nd and 10. Right now, New Mexico's offense has not seen daylight, especially considering what their last play was. Right side rollout for Bonafide. On the 2nd and 10, it's a free play. Free play called in by the official Basher. It's going to go to H__ again. And it's incomplete. On the stream's not delayed. I just caught that one late. 2nd and 5. So they try to go downfield for the free play. Although it did not go well. Resulting in a only +5. 2nd and 5 now. So from the 45 here is a New Mexico Institute offense on the 2nd and 5. 1:30 and 30. This quarter's been slow. Left side rollout for Bonafide. Bonafide fires it deep again. And this time it's not going to be that in the hands. It's going to be kept in the hands of I Know Speak Spanish Poppy inside the 20. A perfect pass there by the quarterback. And it's a great diving catch. So finally, they get down the field. And it's going to be a direct snap and going nowhere as instantly Regan is dug. Tackled in the backfield for a loss of 2. 2nd and 12. Although in this league, when you dive behind the line of scrimmage on a snap in the backfield, it's going to result in the first 5. So this time with the running back in the game, he's now to the quarterback, Bonafide's right. It's going to be a right side rollout. Bonafide stepping up, now making his way back left. Saw that there was pressure from the edge, and he's now navigating his way up the field, firing to the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Too far for his receiver to make the grab. Now bring him a 3rd and 5. A minute left in the 3rd quarter. It's been an interesting one. Both teams just airing it out, but coming up with nothing. Iowa Western trying to get yet again another defensive stop. New Mexico trying to get the first touchdown of the game ever since their second drive. Direct snap again, and going up the middle of the field is his halfback, Bloxies. Although he does not get a lot. Only getting 2, 4th and 3. And it seems like they're going to go for it. So New Mexico, to extend the drive and possibly extend the lead with a touchdown. It's going to be a 4th and 3. Iowa Western has a chance to get a stop again. The corner was laid up. Instead, it's going to be a comeback pass. It's caught. Young man breaks both tackles, and he's just not sure in the end zone. Almost getting in the end zone, but it's going to result in a gain of 7. So they do convert on the 4th down. With that, they're going to be inside the 5 at the 2. Possibly more yards as the center was hit. Direct snap again. Oh, with this time it's going to result in a loss. Bloxies gets nothing. Iowa Western has stopped the run pretty well on this drive. Right after they've gotten the flag, they now know what's coming. So the running back is now out of the backfield, and this time it's empty backfield again. Modified scrub on an empty set. Time ticking down. A QB sneak up the middle, but going for a gain of 1. So he gets a nice carry of 1, but it'll now result in a 3rd and goal. Iowa Western trying to get a goal line stand. Or can New Mexico extend the lead? Bonafide. What will he decide here? They have a lot of options. He's trying to get the QB sneak. He gets the snap off. They faked it. The receiver's open in the middle of the field, and which he has him. Touchdown, New Mexico. They extend the lead as they finally reach pay dirt. The man who got him in position to get close to the end zone makes the receiving grab for the touchdown. And Bonafide finally gets his team in the end zone as they extend the lead to 11. Now finally being up by 2 scores. Great design to fake the quarterback sneak and sneaking in the back of the end zone was one of the worst names of all time. I'm going to try to find the display names just so I don't have to call them that blasphemous username. Okay, so yeah, Bummer's K is Trace. Okay, I knew who that was. So it's going to be a PAT to extend the lead. And to go up by 12. Omni back to kick it. They're going to fake it. They're going to fake the PAT. They're going to try and go for more. Bonafide. Buying time. Excuse me for the lag. He's going to fire to the back of the end zone. It's caught. H underscore is left wide open. Exotic fails to get him in coverage. And New Mexico, instead of extending the lead to 12, they extend it to 13. So, Iowa Western is now in a rough position. Appreciate you, Bugs Cooking. put my all into these streams, and to get great feedback is well appreciated. So it's going to be C3 taking it out from the 7. C3 starts left. And it's going to stay left, and he's going to get drilled. A great hit downhill by H underscore. And with that, here comes Iowa Western's offense again, this time now being down by 13. In a rough spot here. Can Exotic find his team, get his team back in the game? We'll have to wait and see. First and 10 from the 35. Excuse me, the 36-yard line. So it's going to be yet again an empty set here for Exotic. Motion by Aaron. As you're now going to have 2 receivers to the left, now 2 receivers to the right. Exotic rolls right. Scans. Looks. Trying to get somebody downfield, and he finally has C3. That ball is underthrown. That ball seemed to lag in the air a little bit. I mean, you can still see that. Even I thought it was ball lag. But instead, it's going to fall complete. I mean, even so, you could still at least put more air on that pass. 2nd and 10 now. Motion to the right by Aaron again. Play clock ticking down. 4 minutes and 48 seconds left in the game. Exotic needs to bring his team back. Right side throw. Quick pass to Doug again. Doug breaks the tackle. He's shifty in the open field. He's just mixing players all over the field. And all that for a gain of 6. Wow. Boy, is he electric. He's made an impact for Iowa Western in this game. Although it has resulted in pretty much nothing. Only in 1 touchdown. So even with all that, still nothing. And props to them getting the defensive stop. Somebody had just dove in off sides. I don't know if the officials had seen it. It's the left side rollout for Exotic. Exotic scanning, looking, push back. He's going to need to let this go. Tries to split the defensive line. He does. And he's going to be taken down finally. Why in the midst? Gets home. A loss of 25. A disastrous play by Exotic. And great defense downfield as he had nowhere to go with the football. Time ticking down now here. 3 minutes and 55 seconds left. They need to get this ball out, or this ball snapped quickly. The clock is just running. Play clock ticking down. They're going to need to burn a timeout. I don't even think they got the timeout off in time. They're going to lose yardage. Third and 34 now. Who is your favorite team? I mean, if we're talking about college football, then Ohio State. And no, I'm not a bandwagon. I don't know why people consider Ohio State fans bandwagons now. I mean, most Buckeye fans are loyal, but yeah, I was born and raised in Columbus. It was in the backside, rolled out here by Mike. Pressure and falls loose. Can they scoop it up? In the end zone. Nobody can fall on it. It's going to be a safety. Tied 2 Trippy falls on it, but it's going to result in 2 points for New Mexico. Their defensive line does it again. An upset is brewing here in Southwest Mississippi, home of the Alcorn Braves, the stadium that is hosting the Pioneer Conference Championship. And right now, New Mexico has a grip on that championship to try and seal a spot in the RJCAA playoffs. Exotic forfeits. New Mexico's going to get the win. New Mexico seals it. But yet again, another defensive stop. And that's going to be it. The final score 22-7. With New Mexico Military Institute getting the win here and winning the Pioneer Conference Championship. They seal Tier 3. And they'll now get a spot in the RJCAA playoffs. So, with that being said, I appreciate you guys for watching. Tune in next time for more VRSN broadcasts. Subscribe to all VRSN channels. Follow me on Twitch. I'll only be streaming on Twitch if leagues do not allow me to stream on YouTube. Although leagues do allow me to stream on YouTube, so I suggest that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is where all of my VRSNs have been and will continue to be there on the YouTube channel. If looking to join the league, this is a presentation of RJCAA. You can join the league in the description. It's right there. It's not hard to find. We'll change my description a little bit as the year goes on. Like I said, I'm trying to switch things up as this new year 2026 has come. So, yeah, once again, your final score 22-7. New Mexico Military Institute wins the Pioneer Conference Championship in SEAL Tier 3 as they complete the upset as the number 13 team takes down the number 10 Iowa Western Weavers. Happy New Year, as this is the first stream, and we're going to go away here tonight. Have a great Saturday night here.